Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And as you guys know, I watch all the Cuomo press conferences, including today with de Blasio, but that's not the one we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on yesterday and the Mask Up campaign, Mask Up New York, that's now being promoted by Rosie Perez and Chris Rock. And before I get into really how disappointed I am in Chris Rock, because here's a man who used his comedy to, really challenge the establishment, especially Big Pharma. We'll get into that in a bit. To now really saying that a guy like Cuomo brings him calm. He's watching him every day, and he's now promoting something that is hurting so many New Yorkers, including myself. You know, this is one of the craziest situations that upstate New York, and now they've redirected my region from the southern tier to the Mohawk Valley region, and the local governments are starting to strike back. And we'll get into that in a minute as well. But before we do that, remember I am fully demonetized on this platform, but you can still see all of my documentary films, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies. If you guys want to learn about 9/11 and what you haven't been told in the mainstream about 9/11, please go check that out. Invisible Empire is my big picture, and with Trump dumping the World Health Organization, another big move, something we're going to be talking about later, go check out Invisible Empire. I think that's an important one. But if you're just learning that Bill Gates maybe isn't the greatest guy, he's not the best thing since breakfast, Shade the Motion Picture. They're all in the documentaries playlist section. And folks, again, fully demonetized on this platform. Right now, 28 people watching, 2 minutes in with 54,000 subscribers. 54,000 plus. So $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Trying to get out of the state, but we're going to get to that in a moment. So I want to talk a little bit about not only Chris Rock, not just Rosie Perez, but also manufactured outrage in this country. Because what you're going to watch is Chris Rock, and I'm not going to play, I was debating whether I should go through this whole conference. Maybe I'll go through the whole celebrity part over at Rockfit as a special, but I'm just going to show you a point where Cuomo starts talking about somebody who went on social media in Florida and was out partying and how it's bad. Oh, it's bad. He could spread the coronavirus. Now, this is in Florida. This isn't even in his own state. And Chris Rock, a man, again, who used to challenge the establishment. Remember that joke? Oh, they won't cure AIDS, but they'll be able to treat it. Oh, really? He's like, because there's no money in a cure. Well, how about that? He's right. And that stands up 20 plus years later. Okay, 20 plus years later. Now, 20 plus years later, he cracks a joke about, he goes, and then he was dead. Or now he's dead. And I mean, Cuomo loves this. So don't take my word for it. Let's watch it. Now remember, the media just loves what Cuomo's done. Remember, he pushed back opening and phases. Now, again, my county, Otsego County, is pushing back and saying, look, on June 1st, we clearly should be in phase 2. We don't really care what he says. So that's going to be interesting.
To reinforce Rosie's point, this is predominantly an issue with younger people. I think part of it is the way this was communicated initially. It was initially communicated, don't worry if you're a young person, this is only about old people and young people won't get it. That turned out not to be 100% true, but I think that was the first message that went out there. I remember there was a video that went all over the place about a young guy who was in Florida partying, and he's on the video and he says, yes, coronavirus, young guys don't get it, only old people get it. I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. I'm going to go when they were partying down on the Florida beach.
And now he's dead.
You can't find that video anymore.
Whoa, look at that. Big smile, and now he's dead. I doubt that any of the party boys down in Florida are dead because they didn't do that. And everybody got a kick out of it. Chris Rock thinks it's hilarious. Cuomo really loved it. Even Rosie chuckles. Folks, let me say something right now. The lockdown has hurt so many more people than this virus. And, this guy talks about his concerns for the elderly. Right now, my buddy's mom, who was in a home, he couldn't see her, is now in a hospital. Guess what? He can't see her. Not coronavirus related at all. All right, there are people that are dying from other things. I've talked to now 3 different people. They can't have funerals for their loved ones. Society is completely shut down here to the point, again, I can't register a vehicle. And that seems to be okay, that all these constitutional rights are just stomped all over. Meanwhile, like the kick out of that, and we're going to show you, he's not even done laughing about that. Like later on, when they show you more propaganda, and it really just upsets me, he laughs about it again. That's how much he loves it. All right? But I want to point this out, that he made it an executive order. If you wanted to talk about your freedom, everybody says, oh, Jason, why are you masking up at all right now? Because number one, I don't want to get into altercation, but number two, he just made it an executive order that if somebody is running a business, guess what? Now you're trespassing if you're not wearing a mask, if you're not social distancing. Now we're going to get to that part of his little press conference here. We're going to get right over here. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now listen to Cuomo. He loves that joke.
Now he's dead.
Did you hear it? Let's go back.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you.
Listen again.
Now he's dead.
And now, he thinks that's the funniest thing ever. And now it's time for the press photo. Oh, we can't shake hands. They're wearing gloves at this thing.
Let's take one picture like this.
He's still laughing about it. Now, let's just talk about this for a second. Can you imagine if Donald Trump was up there with some comedian talking about somebody dying of coronavirus and he was laughing his ass off? No. But the media won't even touch that. Not even a little bit. And I'm not trying to manufacture outrage, but everybody here should be outraged that if you live in this state right now and you're not part of where this breakout is, number one. Number two, all right, it's pretty much proven now that there's so many asymptomatic people out there that it doesn't even matter because their numbers are all over the place. That's number one. Number two, the vast majority have comorbidities or extremely elderly that die, right? Even if you have a bad go of it. Now, I'm not happy about this thing, but like upstate officials, again, Otsego County basically says we're doing it. So we're going to see. And if you think I'm kidding, listen, try to make a reservation at the New York DMV. My county won't. First of all, I've contacted other counties. They won't even see you. My county has Otsego. It's not even on the list. The closest county is Albany, and they're not even processing work. And you need to do it in person. What? This is just one of the many things. And they're getting ready to cut a ton of jobs. Because, again, when they're reimagining education and making it, it's through a screen, do you think they're going to pay the professors as much? What happens to all those people that would be on campus? What about the communities that depend on all those students? And Cuomo is acting extremely casual. He's like, we're the safest ones. Our curve's on the lowest. Listen, my state, I love New York. And it's just so upsetting to me to see this and to see it become the first state that's not only decimated, but the full technopoly takeover. This is it. Reimagined by billionaires like Eric Schmidt. Yeah, I want Eric Schmidt in there to decide my life. Oh, yeah, Eric Schmidt. Michael Bloomberg and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Give me a break. Well, Cuomo literally cackles it up, even under his mask, over, and now he's dead. And now he's dead. What do you say to that? I mean, again, it won't get any play on the mainstream media, that's for sure. So, guys, we're also going to do a video later on Trump and the World Health Organization. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, share, join the Burmese Brigade. Remember, we are fully demonetized on this platform, so $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. I'd love to hit that 5,000 mark before the first. I'm working on a 24 in 24 with guests. And yeah, I need to get out of this state. Even Connecticut, which is, in this tier, is reopening all over the place. And New York keeps pushing stuff back. They really want to oppress the people. This is a predator class takeover. This is a consolidation of power. Believe the hype. All right? Again, all the documentaries are free in the playlist section. Make sure you're subscribed, thumbing up, sharing the material all over. Remember, Rockfin, we do it live, I guess. Here, let's do it. We pump stuff out there that is exclusive, such as this 1-hour interview with Jim Marrs from like 11 years ago. Something very cool to go check out. Guys, thanks for joining me on this journey. And please let people know. I mean, anybody can go watch that. All right, that's online everywhere. That's Cuomo's press conference from the 28th. If you want to cut it up and put it on Twitter, try to get a following, I mean, come on. Laughing about, and now he's dead. And let's just oppress everybody. That guy's not dead. Whoever made that video, I promise you, is probably out on a beach somewhere enjoying life right now. Love you guys. See you on the flip.